Hello, good morning everyone. Welcome you all to Skill Trends Machine Learning Workshop. Before going to start the workshop, let me tell you all some points. That is, this workshop will be conducted for 3 days, as you all know, as you have already sent the mail to your people. That is, it will be for 3 days, that is alternative days. So, we have thought this because of in the point of student view, so that they can be refreshed and come back on day after tomorrow. That each every session will be come up with a new refreshment. We'll be taking the attendance at the beginning and ending of the webinar. We have been conducted this through YouTube platform because we can't we thought that there will be less registrations, but we got unexpected registrations. We can't go through any other platforms, so we have chosen the YouTube as our main platform, so that you people can attend the sessions and many other also can join the sessions. So if you people have any queries or doubts, you people can ask them in the live chat section, that is live chat section, so that we can reply there itself rather than disturbing the entire session. If you people could not reply you or clear the doubts in the live chat session, we people will give you the response through the comment sections, or we will clarify in the next session by noting all the points. After coming back to the new session, that is day after tomorrow, we will be giving a small sort of quiz questions. It is just for your reference and for knowledge gain, not for any marks for your certification or anything. Okay. Uh, let's start the session by taking the attendance. That is, the link will be available in the chat section, so that you people can fill the form and come back by 1 minute. Let's wait for that. Let's start the attendance. Yeah, I think many have been already done the attendance. Let's start the session now. Hello all, I am Rangaswamy from Skill Trends. I am sure you all agree with me that machine learning is a boom and the hottest trend in today's market. Gartner, one of the topmost research company, which predicts that by 2022 there will be at least 40% of application development projects going on in the market which requires machine learning code developers. It also predicted that by 2022, by only by machine learning, we will generate a revenue of 3.9 trillion dollars. By seeing this, we had come up with this workshop today. So we will slowly and gradually start from the beginner level to and go to up to the advanced topics. Without doing delay, we shall go through the agenda of today's session. We shall start off with introduction to machine learning. In this, we shall see how exactly is machine learning and how does it differs from artificial intelligence and deep learning, and what are its types, various examples, and so on. Our second model is supervised learning. It is one of the type of machine learning which mainly focuses on regression, classification, and it deals with labeled dataset and the algorithm which are part of it. Linear regression, logistic regression, NumPy, random forest, decision tree, and so on are the algorithms which are part of supervised learning. Next model we are going to unsupervised learning. This model mainly focuses with unlabeled dataset, where the supervised learning is it deals with labeled dataset. The algorithms which deals with unsupervised learning are K-means algorithm, a priori algorithms. We all know that we are living in the world of humans and machines. Humans have been evolving and learning from past experiences since many years, and now the era of machines and robots have been started. Now these machines or bots need to be programmed before to follow your instructions, right? But if the machine started to learn on their own and give you the responses instantly, this is where the machine learning comes. This is what exactly the machine learning is. Machine learning is one of the boom is going to be happened in the future with no doubt at all. Already there are many machine learning live examples also, like Tesla self-driving cars and the Sophia iRobot, which has been introduced last year, I think so, and many like Apple Siri, which are using the mobile, and Cortana, which are using the laptops and so on. Now we shall see what exactly is machine learning. Machine learning makes to act according to the data-driven decisions rather than explicitly programmed to follow your responses. One of the biggest confusion is many people will be having is that what is the difference between machine learning, artificial intelligence, and the deep learning, as all are same or different? That will be the main confusion. We can see that machine learning is one of the subset of AI. That is, AI is the main branch. It focuses this machine learning. It focuses mainly on designing of systems, thereby helping them to learn and allow making predictions based on experiences. That is, which is the data set which are given to learn from that and give you the output. Let me solve the confusion that many people will be having, and if you are the one, you can see we will give you the right we will clear the doubt of that. Coming to this is these three, that is artificial intelligence, machine learning and deep learning are same, that it will be wrong. Let me tell you and clarify the things to you all. AI is broader concept of machines to work as a human behavior, to do the works in a smarter way. Like if you take the Apple Siri, you are going to speak to it and the Siri gonna answer to your questions in a nearest manner. This is where the artificial intelligence is. Now let's see what is about machine learning. As we already know, machine learning is a subset of current application of artificial intelligence. It is based on the idea that we should give the access to the data and let them learn by themselves. It is where it extracts the pattern from the dataset. That means it is not only to the optimal behavior, but it can adopt to the optimal behavior of the world. Now we shall see what is deep learning. Deep learning is a subset of machine learning where some ML algorithms, that is machine learning algorithms, are used to train the neural networks to achieve the better accuracy results. I think now it is very clear to everyone that is AI, machine learning, deep learning are different. Let me see about this. What are these? That is specially while going through the session. This is at the beginning so that you people can have a small thing, that a small confusion can be cleared. These three are not same, they are different. Let's see in general how machine learning works. One of the method is that it uses the labeled dataset or the unlabeled dataset to produce the output or to build a successful model. Here we can see from the slide here, the input data is introduced to the machine learning algorithm and it makes the prediction based upon the model generated of this prediction is evaluated for accuracy, and if the accuracy is acceptable, then the machine learning algorithm is deployed, and if the accuracy is not accepted, the machine learning algorithm is trained again and again with the dataset, so that until we get the acceptable accuracy result, we will be training the model. That is, the model will be trained. Once it is acceptable, that is accuracy is acceptable, then the model will be successfully built. Now let me categorize the machine learning into two types. Let me see that what are the various types of machine learning are there. That is machine learning types. That is, one is supervised learning, unsupervised learning, and reinforcement learning. Let me see that mainly we'll concentrate now on supervised and unsupervised. Reinforcement will be seeing at the last, that is the last day of the session. Okay, let us see each of them, how it works, where are these used, and so on, where are these applications we are going to see, and so on. Let's start with the supervised learning. Supervised learning algorithms are trained using labeled examples such as input, where the desired output is known. Let me explain with a clear example. That is, let me take x as an input and y as an output, and the algorithm maps the input to the output. That is, it takes as a, it is a mathematical function. That is, we can say like fy is equal to fx. In the figure here mentioned in the slide, you can see that raw input as image of an apple to the algorithm. As we can, as a part of an algorithm, we have a supervisor. As a part of algorithm, we can see we are having a supervisor here, which keeps on correcting the machine or keeps on training the machine. It keeps on telling that if the input is an apple or it is not an apple. If it is an apple, it will tell, oh yes, it is an apple, you can proceed. If it is not an apple, it can tell it is not an apple, so you can proceed once again. This process will be continuous until we create a final model. That is, it will be going on until we get the perfect model trained. That is trained model, so that we can predict the results. Once if the model is ready, that is, if the model is already built, it can predict the correct output of a never seen input. That is, we are giving the some set of data set, that is, as an input we are going to train the machine. If the once the model is ready, so that if we give the unknown, that is, it is already we have, rather than that data set input, we are giving some other input, so that it can predict and it can give us the output there. Let's go to the another example and see clearly, and we can get a clarified picture of what is supervised learning. The image shows an example of supervised learning here. The model is capable of predicting the ducks in this. The input is composed of labeled ducks and non-ducks. Once the algorithm is trained based upon the labeled data and the predictive model is ready, if it is deployed, that is, if the predictive model is ready, if we deploy it, it is ready to predict or recognize the pictures. That is, if we deploy in a mobile phone or some other software, so that it can predict the pictures by giving any other input. Here comes the doubt, why it is named as supervised learning. Is it right? We can see that why it is called as supervised learning means, we can tell that our teacher and a student relationship. That is, teacher goes on teaching the lessons, and the student will be listening and will be gaining the knowledge. After that, he will implement, or he will keep that with that knowledge, he will do or some new things on based on his own, because he is training, he has been trained from the teacher. This is how the supervised learning is going to work. That is, it will be trained from previous data sets which we are going to give, so that it will be trained by itself, and it will be ready, and it will be ready by predicted model. That is, it will be when once it is deployed, if you give any other input, so that it can predict the output. That is, it is same like teacher and the student relationship. So it is what the supervised learning comes into the picture. The training has been done. If the teacher is teaching to the student, if I am getting the training, if you think that you people are teacher and I am the student, If you people are giving me the training, that I am getting the training, and if you keep any small type of test or any other, if I clear that test, so that I am already, if I cross the mark, that is if it is like around 75%, if I clear that mark, then I am being capable of already trained data set. I am already trained machine, so that already trained student, so that I can do any other new magical things. This is how the supervised learning also works. We shall see some of the unsupervised supervised learning algorithms examples also. Here we can see that these are where the supervised learning algorithms are. That is linear regression, random forest, super vector machines. At present, don't think much about this. We shall see in the later sessions. This is only for information at the point of view. Okay. Let us see some of the examples where I told you already. We shall discuss from beginner level to the advanced levels. Let me get cleared by these all topics, and let me go further. Let me go to the examples and use cases of supervised learning. First of all, we can see here Cortana. The best example is the Cortana. Cortana, there are many other speech automation in your mobiles also, laptop also, training using your voice. These algorithms, what we'll do, if you can see in the mobile, that is okay Google is that is we are using that, right? We need to train that by your voice by 3 times. After that, we see that when we say okay Google, call to X person, that is once you have trained by your voice, only by your voice, it will get that if you are speaking, oh, is it this X person? That is if you take, that is I am Rangaswamy, if I am speaking, if I in my mobile, if I train my voice by 3 times, it will be recorded. And once again, if I ask that okay Google, call to X person, then it calls to that X person and the action is taken immediately. Next, we shall see another example, that is weather application. Here we can see that at some time the weather will be higher or humidity is higher and time period. They predict the parameters for given times. This is also an example of machine learning, where in this example we are feeding the data that if it is sunny, the temperature will be high. When it is cloudy, the humidity will be low. And this is how we are predicting, and we are giving the data to the application or the learning or supervised learning method, so that it will think on the basis of that, so that if the temperature is high on the particular day and the particular time, so that it will say it is a sunny, and if the temperature is, if the humidity is high and so on, so it is a cloudy and so on. Let me see another example of supervised learning, that is biometric system or biometric attendance. Now nowadays each and every mobile, that is smartphone, is built up with a fingerprint sensor. That is at the beginning what people will be doing, that is at the we were pattern or a pin to open the mobile. Now what we are doing, we are keeping the finger everything, but to do that we are training the model, that is by scanning everything of your mobile. That is to complete, it will ask you people to put everything, that is scan your finger for 100%, so that it will learn by itself, so that after learning, if you reopen the lock with your fingerprint, it will open. This is how the supervised learning there also it is working. Nowadays it is present in every smartphone, right? You people will be knowing. So you, until now you people also will be not knowing that you people are using supervised learning, but it's machine learning also in that fingerprint, right? Okay. Next, coming in the field of banking sector. Here the supervised learning is used in predict credit worthiness of a credit card holders by building a model and checking that the customer is eligible or not, and so on all. That is, we can see that if a person, I think these sentences will be like tough, and I'll be telling you the general method also. Like uh, here, if you go to the bank and if you want to get a credit card, you'll be asking that, sir, can I get a credit card? They'll tell me your details. If you're eligible, then we can give it, right? So what they'll do, like the system will be there. It is already pre-trained. If you are eligible, then only you'll be given the credit card, or else you will take some time and it will get you back. Is it right? Next, let us see the supervised learning in the healthcare system also. Here it is used to predict the patient readmissions rates. That is, if the once the patient is already admitted in the hospital, if the admission he has been discharged and once again is going to the readmission, that is with the same disease, so that we'll be having the data. That is, if you give some his name or admission number of the previous one, it can tell that yeah, he is already there, so you can he is also suffering with that disease, so that you can see that. This is how the where the healthcare system also is using the supervised learning there also. Next, let us learn what is unsupervised learning part. We have already seen the supervised learning, how we are using that supervised learning, where we are using, and those and all. Now let us see how and where and what is unsupervised learning. Mathematically, we can say that we have only the input data and no output data. That is, we don't know what is the output. But in supervised learning, we know the input and we know the output. But here we can see we know the input but we don't know the output. Here it detects the data based on the input characteristics of the input data and predicts the output. Here we can see from the example here, the task that performs unsupervised learning is mainly a clustering process. We can see from the image also here. We can see from the image, that is, it is doing the clustering process. That is, we are giving the input raw data, that is like different fruits, that is like apple, banana and mango. We are giving to the learning process, that is to the algorithm, the model training, and we are getting the output as clusters of data. We'll be getting in supervised learning, unsupervised learning, we'll be getting the clustering of data. That is, it will separate the same type of fruits. That is same type of fruit. That is, we can see the clusters. That is, apple is 2 apples we are giving the input, and we are getting the same single output. That is, those clusters will be having the 2 apples. That is, single 2 bananas has been clustered. 2 mangoes have been clustered. This is how the unsupervised learning will be. Let us take another example of it also. Here you can see that the algorithm processes the unlabeled dataset, and based on the characteristics, it groups the pictures into the 3 different groups. It groups this picture, right? Here there are many ducks and some that is unlabeled data. If you are giving to the input, it is label. It is clustering them into based on the picture characteristics of the input. That is, if it is having a long that is ears and so on, all beak is this one, and so that they are that is, we cannot predict the output. That is, output cannot be perfect or that one. Okay, there will be having some confusion with many people. That is, why it is named as unsupervised learning, because we can see that unlike supervised learning, there are no correct answers and there is no a teacher. Algorithms are left to discover and present the output on their own. Means in I can tell you an example, like in supervised learning we are teaching them and we are getting the correct output. That is, we know that before giving the input to the algorithm, we know the output also what we are getting. But in unsupervised learning, there is no teacher and we are leaving the machine to learn by itself, that is to predict by itself and to discover by itself and give you the outputs. That is how the unsupervised learning is going on. Let us know some unsupervised learning algorithms also. What are those? Here are those, that is like K-means algorithm, a priori algorithm and hierarchical clustering algorithms. At this point of view, just if people know this information, let me see in the further sessions, that is what is K-means, what is hierarchical, what is a priori algorithms and all. Now let us see some examples of unsupervised learning also. That is, you can see your unsupervised learning examples. That is, let us assume, that is, let me assume that you haven't seen a football match ever. By chance you are watching, you are going to the internet, and you will watch the match on internet. Now you can classify the players. That is, you don't know, until now you have not seen the match at all. Now you will classify them based upon some criteria. Is it right? Like jersey of a player, that is like jersey of a player, that is the color of the jersey belongs to one group. That is like, you can see here, that is yellow group. Like if many players are there, that is yellow jersey belongs to one group and red jersey belongs to other group. So they are playing the match. In this way, we will classify them. Is it right? We will make the clusters and so on. Is how this, in this way itself, unsupervised learning works, where you don't have any prior knowledge about the match, but you are classifying them instantly. That is how you are classifying the football match based upon your thinking instantly, that you have not watched earlier. In the same way, unsupervised learning also classify them. Is it clear? I think so. That is what is unsupervised learning. Now let us see one more example. In the retail sector, we recommend the customers based upon their past purchases. For example, I can say like stores like More, if you buy any product once, you will be getting a mails or messages for your every month, right? That is for discounted. If you go to the More, or like I think if it is in cities, many other shops, if you go once, and if you buy some vegetables, and by next month beginning you will be getting one mail, that is a mail or message, that is from the store, that they will be telling that this price, this same products, that is related to that products itself, or that product itself, you will be having some discount price, so you can buy within this time of date. This is where the unsupervised learning also is working there also. That is, and so there is many examples of unsupervised learning also. Now I think you have no doubt about our unsupervised learning, supervised learning. If you have any doubts, let me clarify your doubts by, so that you'll be very clear. If you have any doubts, I'll request you all to put your doubts in the chat section. If you people have any doubts after this session also, you people can put your doubts in the comment section of this video, so that we people can respond you. That is, we people can clear your doubts. Now let us discuss the topics of artificial intelligence versus machine learning versus deep learning. These are the very big terms which will be confusing at the beginning itself. We have seen that, and I told you that we'll be discussing in the further sessions, that is by throughout this session, where it will be, this is one of the many, it is one of the big doubt to each and every people. That is, they'll be working on machine learning and they'll think that they are working on artificial intelligence. What is the difference between, if we people want to start any project, we'll be having many lot of ideas, but we'll be thinking we need to start with artificial intelligence or machine learning or deep learning. Is those three are same or no? Okay, let me see those also here. These are the terms which are confusing, right? Let's start this with artificial intelligence at the beginning, and let me see where it has been started and where it has been come up now, and its history and where it is applicable, and those and all we'll be seeing now, and why we are using now and why it has not been used at the past. Is it existence, or those and all we'll be seeing now. Okay, let's start with the history of AI. The term artificial intelligence was first coined in the year 1956. This concept is very old also, but it has gained popularity recently because earlier we have small amount of data. The data which we were having was not sufficient to get the accurate results, because we were having a low amount of data earlier, because at 1956 we were not having so much of data. But now if you see, there is a large huge amount of data which where we can use artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning, and so on. By statistics, some statistics which have been given by some other companies, we can see that by 2020, by this year, we are already there. By this year or by next year, we will be having a huge amount of data. That is, at past we were having, that is 4.4 gigabytes, but now by 2020 or 2021 we will be having 44 gigabytes. That is, 1 gigabyte is nothing but 10 power 21 times. That is, we will be having the data of 44 trillion GB of data. 44 trillion GB is not a small data. We are having a huge data here, so that we can uh, run this machine learning or AI algorithms also. Let's see what exactly is AI. It is one of the technique to act like a human by replicating the behavior and nature. That is how the machine learning is. It is exactly, it works same as a artificial. It works same as a human. That is, let me give an example so that you people get a great clarity of artificial intelligence. Uh, Coming to here, we can see that is Apple Siri. Apple Siri is one of the example of artificial intelligence. This is how, means if you give any type of input, that is Siri, you can see here, Siri, show me something. If you are asking, it will show some lot of information that you people need. This is how the Siri is working. This is how the artificial intelligence is working, uh, which will be giving you the results to your nearest things, that is which you are getting a predicted, that is which you can satisfy with that answers or with that responses. This is how the artificial intelligence will be working here. Next, we can see that that is Tesla self-driving cars, and many more examples are there. Here you can see that artificial intelligence is a main role where it can drive the cars without any accidents, and where if there is any pause or any other incident, that is stopping or any other thing, if you set the end point and so on, it will take based upon that intelligence and so on. This is where the artificial intelligence is working. Now let's see what is machine learning. Machine learning came into existence in the late 80s and early 90s itself. But why machine learning came into existence, we shall see, because that is very important. That is, uh, it was like statistics. When it was the statistics, we can see in the type of statistics there was a large training complex models, where how to solve that, how efficiently we should use, that was the main problem there. But in the science, that is in the computer science, there was that how to train more robust versions of the AI systems, how to use those and all. In neuroscience, how to design operational models of the brain and so on, these were there. So these were some of the issues led to the existence of machine learning. Let's see what exactly is machine learning. Machine learning is a subset of AI which enable the computer to act and make data. That we have been already discussed about machine learning in the at the starting of the session itself, where these models will be driven decision, that is which will be driven by the data set, that is which will be initially we will be giving the data and they will be learned by themselves, and which they will give you the output, that is which will predict the models, or if once if you give the input, so that they can uh, what they will say, they will predict the models and so on. This is what the machine learning is. Now let us see what is deep learning. You can consider deep learning model as a rocket engine, and it fuels is huge amount of data that we have feed to these algorithms. Fuel is nothing but our data which we are giving that, and This is how the concept of deep learning is not a new concept, but it's getting more attention. Deep learning is a particular kind of machine learning that is inspired by the functionality of our brain cells called neurons, which led to the concept of artificial intelligence. It takes the data connection between the neurons. This is what means there is a connection between the neurons, and this will adjust them according to the data pattern. More neurons are added if the data is too large. Let us discuss some examples of deep learning so that you will be better understood rather than these uh, type of sentences and so on, so that you people can understand in better way. Coming to the example of deep learning, we can see a square. Let us start with a simple example, that is here one of the square, right? The first thing to recognize, that is what we will do to recognize that it is a square. We will do that, we shall see that the square is having a four lines, that they are perpendicular, they are closed, that is they are with equal sides or not, right? If they are not with equal sides and so on, what we will do, we shall say that it is not a square, so that it's not a square. If everything fulfills only, we say that yes, it is a square, right? If it is not, we will say it is not a square. It is just a nested, where see, you can see that square is a nested hierarchy of concepts. That is deep learning is a nested hierarchy of concepts. What we did here is we took a complex task and we broken it into small pieces, that is simpler task. Now deep learning do the same thing but at a larger scale. Larger scale it will be doing that things, because we have taken the example of a square, and we have broken that square into four parts, that we are seeing that is we are recognizing that it is a square or not based upon sides, closed, perpendicular, equal sides or not, and we are dividing them into small parts, and we are telling that it is a square, right? Let us take one more example of machine learning which recognizes the animal. The task of the machine is to recognize whether it is a dog or a cat. By using machine learning, we first check the animal is viscous or not, check whether the animal has pointed that is ears or not, whether its tail is straight or curved. We will define facial feature and other features and gives the output, right? But by using the deep learning, what we'll do, it is one step ahead of machine learning. That is, deep learning automatically finds the features which are most important for classification. Comparing to machine learning, we have to manually give out the feature. That is, by in machine learning, we will be giving the input and manually we will be giving the features to classify the or predict the models, that it is a cat or a dog. But in deep learning, it alone itself, it will classify what are the features it needed to classify the data. By now, I think you have understood that AI is bigger picture. Machine learning and deep learning are its sub parts. That is, AI is one of the boom. If you learn AI, then machine learning and deep learning are small things, but these three are very different from each other. You should be clarity about that by starting from any other projects and so on. Let me stop this session today here, and we shall continue it on Wednesday by coming back that by topics of this we will be having a small quiz type. I think you people have been understood throughout this session very clearly, and have been giving attendance form now in the chat box. You people can take some time and you people can fill the form and come back here. I'll be waiting here. Let us discuss some points there. Let go in the chat box. We have been given the link already. Fill the form and come back so that we'll discuss some points. Yeah, everyone have come back. I think so. Everyone have attended the have given the attendance. Okay. Uh, this we are taking the attendance is not for you people to mainly. We are not doing so strictly because this is for your certification because we are giving the free certification. So you people will be attentive to this session so that it will be very helpful. If you people attend, if you give the attendance, then the certification will be there. It is very important for you people to get the certification. Uh, if your people are having any doubts, you can put in the chat box so that we can reply you back right now. If we people have not replied you people there, you can will be noting all those points, and we shall come back with those questions in the next session at the beginning itself after the quiz. And if you, after this session also, if you people have any doubts, you can put the uh, questions in the comment section so that we can see that comments and we can respond to you there. This video will be available in the YouTube also after this session, so that if you people want to listen one more time and get knowledge about this, you people can see the watch the video in the YouTube, so that it will be very useful to you people. And one more thing I want to tell you that we people will be giving you the notes also for this, and will be sharing some other total entire complete machine learning notes by our Instagram pages. Those Instagram links have been already there in the comment section. uh, you people can ask your friends also at present. Now also you people can ask your friends to join the session, so that still 2 more days are there. But we'll be getting the information about that, but they should be registered by that link which already there, which you people have been registered. You people can follow the those Instagram pages will be updating our placement drives also. It is very important there. So thank you guys. uh, I think it is very uh, nice. That is, we have explained very good, and we made you understand. Thank you very much. Thank you guys.